the early hours of September 7th, 2015, a man vanished into the night. No witnesses, no clear motive. Just a voicemail filled with screams, growls, and a chilling final plea. This is the haunting mystery of Henry McCabe. Henry McCabe was a 32-year-old Liberian American. A husband, a father of two, a respected auditor for the Minnesota Department of Revenue. He lived a quiet life in Mounds View, Minnesota. No criminal record, no enemies, no reason to disappear. But on the night of September 6th, everything changed. Henry went out with friends to a club in Spring Lake Park. His wife was out of town visiting family in California. Around 2 a.m., one of his friends claimed to have dropped him off at a gas station far from home. But surveillance footage from that gas station showed no sign of Henry. At 2:28 a.m., Henry's wife received a voicemail from his phone. What she heard was terrifying. Screams, groans, unidentifiable growling sounds. A voice, believed to be Henry's, crying out. The voicemail lasted nearly 2 minutes. Police launched a search. Henry's phone had pinged near Rush Lake, in New Brighton. His wallet was later found in a different location. It's one of the most disturbing audio recordings ever linked to a missing persons case. For weeks, search teams combed the area. Helicopters, divers, dogs, but no sign of Henry. Then, on November 2nd, nearly 2 months later, his body was found in Rush Lake. The medical examiner ruled the cause of death as drowning. No signs of trauma, no broken bones, no defensive wounds, no foul play. But the voicemail told a different story, one of fear, pain, and something unnatural. So what happened to Henry McCabe? Some believe he wandered into the lake in a disoriented state. But why the screaming? Could drugs or alcohol have caused hallucinations? Toxicology reports were inconclusive. Was he attacked? Tortured? The voicemail suggests distress, but his body showed no injuries. The growling sounds have led to wild theories. Cryptids, demonic entities, or something beyond explanation. Why did his friend drop him off so far from home? Why was there no physical evidence? And what exactly happened in those final moments? Henry McCabe left behind a family, a mystery, and a message that still haunts investigators to this day. What do you think happened that night? Let us know in the comments, and if you believe in justice, share his story. In July 2014, a young German man walked into an airport in Bulgaria and ran out, never to be seen again. His name was Lars Mutank, and his final moments, captured on CCTV, have haunted millions. This is the true story of Europe's most chilling airport disappearance. Lars Joachim Mutank was born on February 9, 1986, in Berlin, Germany. He grew up in Itzehoe, Schleswig-Holstein. He worked at a power plant, had a girlfriend, and was close to his family. After his father suffered a stroke, Lars helped care for him. He was described as a normal, friendly guy, no history of mental illness, no criminal record, no reason to vanish. On June 30, 2014, Lars traveled with 5 friends to Golden Sands, a resort near Varna, Bulgaria. It was his first trip abroad. They swam, partied, watched football. Lars supported SV Werder Bremen. At a bar, he got into a heated argument with fans of FC Bayern Munich. Later that night, he separated from his friends and disappeared. He returned the next morning, claiming he'd been beaten by 4 men. allegedly hired by the group from the bar. He had a ruptured eardrum and an injured jaw. A doctor advised Lars not to fly and prescribed cefprozil, an antibiotic. His friends offered to stay, but Lars insisted they fly home. He checked into Hotel Color near the airport. That's when things got disturbing. He called his mother, whispering, "People are trying to kill me. Cancel my credit cards." Hotel CCTV showed him pacing, hiding in elevators, peeking out windows. At 1 a.m., he left the hotel, returning an hour later. No one knows where he went. On July 8, Lars texted his mother, "I'm at the airport." He visited airport Dr. Kostov, who said Lars was nervous and erratic. Lars doubted his medication. Then a construction worker entered the room. Lars panicked. He shouted, "I don't want to die here. I have to get out." He fled the office, leaving behind his passport, phone, wallet, and luggage. CCTV captured him sprinting through the terminal, climbing a fence, and vanishing into a nearby forest. What caused Lars's breakdown? Some think it's antibiotic-induced psychosis. Cefprozil can cause paranoia and hallucinations, but the doctor said Lars never filled the prescription. Others think he suffered from mental illness, but his mother insists he had no history. No evidence has ever confirmed someone following him. His behavior remains unexplained. Police found nothing. His mother hired a private investigator. Hospitals were checked for unidentified patients. No trace. In 2019, a truck driver claimed he picked up a hitchhiker in Germany who resembled Lars. Older, with long hair and tired eyes, but the sighting was never confirmed. Lars's survival is unlikely. The forest is vast, summers are hot, food is scarce. Remember Lars, because some disappearances are darker than death. February 13th, 2017. A quiet suburb in Malaysia. A silver Honda Accord drives down a residential street. Suddenly, 3 black SUVs and 2 motorcycles surround the car. Masked men jump out. The driver is pulled out. The car disappears, and so does he. This is the story of Pastor Raymond Coe, a man who vanished in 40 seconds. A mystery that shook a nation, and a truth that refuses to stay buried. Raymond Coe was more than a pastor. He was a father, a husband, a humanitarian. He founded TrueCrimeCommunity, a non-profit that served the marginalized, people living with HIV, single mothers, recovering addicts. He believed in helping everyone, regardless of race or religion. But in Malaysia, where Islam is the official religion, his work drew attention. In 2011, his organization was investigated for allegedly trying to convert Muslims. No charges were filed, but the scrutiny never stopped. On the morning of February 13, 2017, Raymond Coe was driving to a friend's house in Petaling Jaya. It was just after 10 a.m. Then it happened. 3 black SUVs, 2 motorcycles, a perfectly timed maneuver. They boxed in his car. Masked men smashed the window, dragged him out, and vanished. The entire operation was caught on a nearby CCTV camera. It lasted just 40 seconds. No one has seen Raymond Coe since. His family reported him missing immediately. But days passed, then weeks. No ransom, no demands, no trace. The leaked CCTV footage sparked outrage. Activists, religious leaders, and citizens demanded answers, but the silence from authorities was deafening. His wife, Susanna Leo, began a tireless campaign. She knocked on doors, spoke to media, pleaded with officials, but the system seemed unwilling to help. Was Raymond Coe targeted for his faith? Was this a warning to others? Some believed religious extremists were responsible. Others suspected something darker: state involvement. The operation was too precise, too clean, too fast. This wasn't a random crime. It was a message. In 2019, Malaysia's Human Rights Commission released its findings. After 2 years of investigation, they concluded Pastor Raymond Coe was a victim of enforced disappearance by the special branch of the Royal Malaysia Police. The evidence was overwhelming. Testimonies, documents, patterns. But the government denied involvement. No arrests were made. No one was held accountable. Susanna Leo refused to be silenced. She became a voice for the voiceless, a fighter for the disappeared. In 2020, she was named an International Woman of Courage by the US State Department. Her campaign reached global audiences, but her mission remained personal. She wanted her husband back, or at least the truth. Raymond Coe's case wasn't isolated. Activists, Amriche Matt and Joshua Hilmi, also vanished under suspicious circumstances. Suharkam linked the cases. A pattern emerged. Voices of dissent erased. Malaysia was facing a crisis of accountability. Years have passed. Raymond Coe is still missing, but his story lives on. In vigils, in sermons, in the fight for justice. Susanna Leo continues to speak, to search, to believe. Raymond always said, "Love your neighbor," and that's what she's doing for him. In 40 seconds, a man was taken, but in the years since, a movement was born.